Hi ghouls, welcome back to Freaky Flick Friday. Here's a list of the horror movies that are releasing for the second week of September, where you can watch them. So let's talk horror. Released on the 9th on Video On Demand is one of the films I've been looking forward to watching, and that is The Fetus. This is starring our Terrifier actress Lauren Rivera. Her and her boyfriend end up getting pregnant, but this is not an ordinary pregnancy because she happens to be giving birth to a half-human, half-demonic baby. Also released today in theaters is the Stephen King adaptation for The Long Walk. This is about a group of teens who all put their name into a lotto, and one teen from each state is picked to do the long walk. Grand prize is riches beyond your imagination and one wish. The only catch, you have to stay above 3 miles per hour and you cannot stop. If you get 3 strikes, you get your ticket out to heaven. And released today in theaters is Rabbit Trap. A couple looking for some new inspiration for their album decide to move to the Welsh countryside to gain some more audio samples. As they're collecting samples, they disrupt this ancient folk magic that brings a stranger to their doorstep looking to disrupt what they have going on. Released today on Hulu is The Man in the Basement. Charles Blakey is down on his luck, so he is deciding to let a mysterious stranger rent out his basement. Unknowingly, though, he is letting in darker forces than he could have ever imagined. Released today in limited theaters is Traumatika. Little Mikey is suffering from night terrors, but in reality, his mother is presumably possessed, and what he experiences in that home will forever change him. Releasing on the 13th on Video On Demand is The Murders at Whitney Manor. This horror satire revolves around a man who kills his business partner and is haunted by his ghost. 10 years later, though, a familiar priest seeks shelter at the Whitney Manor for the night. Finally, releasing on the 15th in limited theaters is The Jester 2. This is the same people who brought you Terrifier, and this revolves around teen Max, who's very into magic and happens to cross paths with the sinister Jester on Halloween night, and ends up in a deadly game where she must outwit his tricks. Talk horror. And those are the horror movies releasing for the second week of September. Like always, I'll have the full list over on my Letterboxd for you to check out. Be sure to check out my Freaky Flick Friday playlist for any horror movie releases that you may have missed. I'll be back next week with all new horror movies that are releasing. But until then, stay gruesome, ghouls.